The story begins in the deserts of the American Southwest, a vast, quiet, and eerie place. The Navajo people who have lived there for centuries believe in a terrifying legend about a creature known as the Skinwalker. It's said to be a person who practiced dark, forbidden magic to gain the ability to transform into animals and gain supernatural powers. A skinwalker is no ordinary creature. It's a shapeshifter, meaning it can turn into any animal like a wolf, coyote, or even a bird. But that's not the scariest part. Skinwalkers are also said to mimic human voices, calling out to their victims using the voices of loved ones to trick them into coming closer. In a small Navajo village, strange events began to occur. Animals were being attacked and mutilated in unnatural ways, far worse than any predator could do. At night, villagers would hear whispers outside their homes calling their names. When they opened the door, no one was there. One evening, a young man named Kian sat by the fire with his grandmother. She gave him a serious warning. Never leave the house after dark, and if you hear your name, don't answer. It's not who you think it is. Kian, being young and curious, brushed it off. He didn't believe something like a skinwalker could be real. One night, Kian heard something unusual, a faint voice calling his name from the desert. It sounded like a family member. Ignoring his grandmother's warning, he grabbed a lantern and decided to investigate. As Kian walked deeper into the desert, the night grew colder and the wind picked up. On the ground, he noticed footprints in the sand. At first, they looked like animal tracks, but as he followed them, they began to change. They turned into human footprints. That's when Kian saw it. Standing in the distance was a coyote, but something about it wasn't right. It stood on two legs like a human. Its eyes glowed red in the darkness. Kian froze in fear as the creature let out a piercing scream and started running toward him. Kian turned and ran as fast as he could, but the creature was fast, too fast. As it chased him, its form began to shift. It looked like a wolf, then a man, then something unrecognizable. Worse, it began to speak. It called out in the voice of Kian's grandmother, "Kian, come back, it's safe." Kian knew it wasn't his grandmother. He ran faster, but he felt the skinwalker getting closer. Just as Kian was about to be caught, he remembered something his grandmother had told him. Skinwalkers are powerful, but they have one weakness. If you know the skinwalker's real name, the name of the person they were before they turned to dark magic, you can destroy them by saying it out loud. Kian stopped running, turned around, and faced the creature. Trembling with fear, he shouted the name of the man who had disappeared from their village years ago, Neshoba. The skinwalker froze. It let out a horrible scream that echoed through the desert. Its body began to shake and crumble before it dissolved into ash, disappearing into the wind. Kian made it back to the village safely. He was shaken but alive. He told no one what he had seen, but the strange events in the village stopped after that night. Even today, the Navajo people believe skinwalkers still roam the deserts, watching and waiting. If you're ever in the Southwest and hear someone calling your name from the darkness, remember it might not be a friend, and whatever you do, don't answer.